Hey Glooms, welcome to my little mini Dreamhack vlog. I was not really planning on filming, so I'm sorry if there's a lot of quick cuts or not a lot of footage, but at the end of the day I did decide to film a little bit, and this is what I got. So that was the entrance to Dreamhack. When you come in, as you can see, there's a little Dreamhack guy or whatever there. There's basically like a left side and a right side. And then on the right side, there was a Marvel Rivals tournament going on, and it was being streamed on Twitch. And on the left side is like all the other stuff like sellers, Artist Alley, indie game devs, things like that. Which was honestly pretty cool, if you ask me. So over here by the front, there was a Red Bull car. It looked really nice. Red Bull was having like a Tetris tournament, but also people were playing Battlefield 6 there. I wasn't 100% sure what was going on, but you can win some prizes. So we're going to the right side first, and over here at the right side, I went ahead and recorded a little bit of that Marvel Rivals tournament going on. I thought it was pretty neat seeing people play on the stage. I've never seen it live like this. I've always seen it through a Twitch stream, so honestly, this was pretty awesome. Next to the Marvel Rivals stage, there was this booth for a video game called Wildcard. It was a really weird video game. It kind of plays like a monster summoning / League of Legends / Overwatch / card builder. I did not really enjoy it that much, to be completely honest. I thought it was kind of boring. But next to the card game though, there is the free play for the computers here. There's a lot of people playing, as well as some pro teams. I guess they're just relaxing there. And then behind that, there was the console free play / tournaments. So they had local tournaments every day. They had things like Mario Kart 8, Super Mario Party, 2XKO, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate tournaments, and the likes. And then behind that is more games being displayed. And as you can see here is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and Tekken with their shoutcasters for each. Now next to the console free play / tournament tables, there's another 2 main stages. They were showing off the fighting games here, King of Fighters and Samurai Showdown. And again, it's really awesome seeing this live because you get to see the fighters up there duking it out and the crowd getting very excited and going wild, and just able to catch some emotional moments at times. Because these players, they work really hard to get here. Now right next to this, we're heading to the center stage, which is the main stage. And look at that, it's Kiara. She was one of the judges for the costume contest that was happening on Friday. And to be completely honest, I think this guy just won the whole con in general. He had a really cool costume. He was able to open the wings of the dragon, and it even spit water to people around him. So behind the center stage was the vendor area. These people right here were selling hand fans with really cool looking art, and it glue under UV light, so it really caught your attention. And for some reason, Walmart was here too. They were handing out free Mario plush and goodie bags if you play their games in their truck, which were Mario Kart 64 and other N64 games. Now here's another merchant, and I guess their specialty was like metal sheets with art on them, because as you can see here, they had a lot of different ones, and honestly, I think these are better than posters because, they don't really degrade unless if you scratch them or anything. They had a lot of variety, so I'm pretty sure you find something here that would pique your interest. They also had these really cool fake metal Pokemon cards with the different anime and video games and stuff like that, as well as these metal wallets that are pretty much like a card holder, and they can carry a little bit of cash as well. I really like this next vendor because they were selling custom built lightsabers where you get to pick your own handle and color and everything else. And they were having a little duel there just for funsies. It was honestly impressive on the variety of hilts that you were able to purchase. There were so many options. Now here comes what I would say is the most impressive table on the whole vendor floor. They had so many figures of different anime, video games, TV shows, just anything you can think of. They would probably have it. And they even said that if they don't have something, you can just tell them and they would look for them just so they can sell them at cons. I have generally never witnessed a vendor sell this many Figmas in a convention. I have run into different vendors at other conventions that I have attended that sell Figmas and Nendoroids and whatever you can think of, but I just never seen it in this big of a massive scale where it just took a gigantic space of the main floor. Now we're walking more towards the left side, and right here in the middle they had some free arcade games. They were all in free to play. Initial D, Street Fighter, Third Strike, a lot of fighting games. A lot of people really like playing fighting games here, which makes sense because Dreamhack is like a competitive game convention. And as you can see over here, they just had a lot of machines. These are Vuelixes. And I did find out that the middle one there had Metal Slug, and I did not know that. I could have played Metal Slug. And in front of these machines was the kick stage. Now, towards the back over here, behind the machines, was like these photo booths cubes that you can just take pictures in your cosplay or with other people. And if you just walk a little more, you can see over here is the HoloLive booth. Hello, B-Ball. They weren't doing much here. It was just like they were playing videos of HoloLive propaganda. That's really it. So behind the picture booth stuff, there was a meet and greet section, and people were lining up over here to meet a millionaire or something, I don't know. But it was also next to the voice actor tables, so you were able to meet voice actors there too. And here's a cool Dreamhack sign, telling you that you are now on the left side. Towards the beginning of the left side, there were even more arcade games that were all in free-to-play as well. There were still a lot of fighting games here, but I like the variety here more because, as you can see, there were different games you were able to play if you weren't really into fighting games. Like, there was here Dance Revolution, Pump It Up, House of the Dead 2, which is actually one that I did play. There was even NBA Jam, and as well as Crazy Taxi. So I would say this was probably the better arcade section, although the other one was also pretty cool. Now, towards the very end of the venue, it was the Clash of Clans stage. I had no idea that Clash of Clans was this big, or that it even had the competitive scene. It was pretty funny, I guess, to me at least. But this stage got absolutely packed on Saturday to the point where people were sitting on the floor because all the chairs were taken. And they would also like throw fireworks and stuff. It was crazy. So now we're circling back to the center back side of the venue. And it's my second favorite place of a con, and it's the indie dev booths. There's a lot of indie games that you can play, and I always take this opportunity to try them out. There's this game here called Mouse Ward where you play as a little mouse. I was not able to play that game, sadly. I just did not have any time. But there were a lot of cool games here. There were also like indie board games for you to try out. I just really like this section because of the fact that I'm able to talk to the indie devs directly, and they always like to hear feedback about what they can improve and just overall how to make their games better. But yeah, there were a lot of interesting games here, but to me, honestly, I did not play too many just because of the fact that I felt like I was kind of wasting time playing video games in a con, mostly just because there were other things I wanted to do. But I did play a few that I did think were interesting, and I did give feedback to the devs, and I feel like they really appreciated it. What I like the most about it is that there's just so many different genres of games that you can play. There's obviously your typical, you know, like pixel art indie game platformer, but it was kind of a breath of fresh air at the fact that there wasn't a lot of those, and there were actually more different style games lately that you can just find overall when just walking around these booths. And I did play that one right there. It was like a Dark Souls game. It was actually kind of fun. And this game right here was also very interesting. I did not get to play it though, but I really liked the art style. I did get to play this one though. It was really fun, and I had a really long conversation with the devs, and they even gave me some tips about game dev. They were very nice. Now, on to my all-time favorite section of any convention is definitely the Artist Alley. I love going to cons just to look at Artist Alleys and the different artists that they have and that are selling things. This one, it was pretty good size. I've definitely been to bigger Artist Alleys, but this one was not a bad size at all. But there were so many different things that you can buy, and honestly, it was freaking crazy to see how many talented people are just selling things here. This guy's art was honestly so damn impressive. I have one golden rule about cons is that I would never buy posters just because of the fact that like I have too many. But these posters here, I really wanted to buy them. The detail of those, they were just so amazing and impressive. I was very tempted to buy them, to be honest. Over here you can see even more artists. This guy was selling like crochet stuff, a lot of different hats that are all handmade, of course. There were some of these portraits over here with the perler bead art stuff, and I like the fact that they put them on portraits, which gives it a nice touch. And of course, like any artist alley, you're going to see a lot of anime posters and just anime in general. And pins, which is the other reason why I like to go to conventions, because I like to buy a lot of pins. And I do have a little board where I put all my pins. I will be showing that a little later in the video. And here is one of my favorite artists that I found here. She had a lot of cute things. I actually did buy 4 things from her. And you can see her, these are all little characters in little jars of moss. Like it was live moss and there was fake one. And you were even able to pick what characters you wanted inside if you didn't want the ones that were already included. Now back home here, I'm going to show you what was included in the Walmart goodie bag. I put my Mario plush in here, so I did go and play the video game. And it's a nice plush. What I like is that it is an authentic Nintendo plushie, so it's not like a fake one or anything. And then I went ahead and hanged him with next to my other plushies, and I tried to make it look like he was riding my Yarn Yoshi. But anyways, inside of this bag, they gave us a Magic 8 Ball, which I've actually never had one in my life. So why don't we try to ask him something? Hey Magic 8 Ball, should people subscribe to my channel? Let's see what this says. Sorry, I was really bad at trying to get the little triangle to show what it was trying to say. Absolutely, alright, so hey, you didn't hear it from me, the Magic 8 Ball told you to do it. Some other things included in the goodie bag was the Rubik's Cube. Honestly, it's not a very good one. It has a lot of similar colors, so if you ask me, it was kind of like a worse version of a Rubik's Cube. But they also included this pet game. I thought it was kind of funny that it was called Pet Game. It felt like it was one of those props you see like in a TV show or a movie or something to avoid legal issues. They also had some candy in the bag. They got Pop Rocks. I love Pop Rocks, so I vibe with this. And they also had these little like apple candies, and they're actually pretty tasty. They weren't bad. Now over here at my bookshelf, I wanted to show you the pins that I got. At the info booth, they were giving out some free pins. This was one of them. I don't really know what it is, but this other one was the cat with a box that I'm guessing it says Dreamhack on it. And then there was this 2 beer kegs that say hydrate with water inside of them. But the ones I bought was the Buster Sword, the Kingdom Hearts Keyblade, of course, and the Master Sword, which I actually put my own Majora's Mask pin in front of it because I thought it would look nice. But yeah, this is my pin board, and I plan on filling this whole board up with the different pins I collect from cons and events that I go to. Now here I'm going to show you what I bought from that lady that I really liked at the end of the Artist Alley section. And it was one of these Katamari art illustration, I guess that's what you can call it, right? I don't count these as posters, so I buy art illustrations. I like them a lot. I still hang them on my wall. And I also bought these Fooly Cooly illustrations as well. My other Golden Con rule is that if I see Fooly Cooly, I buy, because it's really hard to find Fooly Cooly stuff at conventions these days, especially because it's a really old show. So that was one illustration, and here's the other illustration from Fooly Cooly. I really liked her art, and I liked a lot how these looked. And here they are side by side. The last thing I bought from her was the little Hollow Knight moss jar. Yes, I could not resist myself. I just love how this looked, and I definitely had to have one. Anyways, Glooms, that's gonna be it for my Dreamhack vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed going over there. Again, sorry I didn't film too much. I honestly feel very awkward when I film in public places. I don't like it. But I hope from what I showed, you had a general idea of what it was like to experience it. If you like these kind of videos, please let me know by liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment. That way I can upload more vlogs in the future. Later, Glooms!